Alright, so here we have myself doing the gold trial for damage. Not gonna lie, I was a little nervous. I was been doing tank the entire night, and we're not gonna go there. That's another video. This all was really basic in the beginning. This is gonna just be filler. I'm removing the sound, and yeah. Anyways, as you can see, I was kiting this orb around. There was no real reason to utilize it to stun them, so I just kited it. It's not a big deal. It's easy. It goes down fast. There's no real reason to waste that time, I guess is the way to put it. Here I was looking and seeing at which one was going to be my biggest issue. Now, because he reduces your hit chance, I wanted to get some dots on him just to, get him down faster. And as you can tell, he got stunned. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go work on him some more. Then when he came up, went over, interrupted him, and then continued to just DPS him down. This beginning part is honestly very simple. There's not much to this that, you couldn't just figure out going in there first time. I'm not gonna lie, this was my second attempt. The first attempt, I just didn't know that if you didn't kill the banshees, that you would wipe. So yeah, live and learn. As you can tell, I fucked up there. I let him get his heal off, but hey, shit happens. But I mean, I got them both down relatively quickly. I let him just ember himself and went back and just finished him off. Again, very simple. This is all very easy to do. This beginning is literally a walk in the park. It's not until the banshees come out where it really becomes a bit of an issue. Also, you can use the ember to stun lock, or you can use it to just kite it around. I like kiting it. That's just me. I always try to get my bleeds on the guy doing the bananas first, and then stunning the healer here. Again, because those bananas make it so you can't hit. And obviously, as you know, if you're DPSing and you can't hit your target, you are fucked, pretty much. So, you want to definitely keep him from healing up, and you want to kill the guy that's going to make it so you can't hit anything. Also, leave your two berserkers in the front until the end. You're going to need those later. Don't waste those now. As you see, one's up right now. Later on, a second one does come up. These guys are fairly simple, but this is when the banshees come in. Wave 5 of 10. See the banshee in the middle? You're going to want to take her out as fast as you can. Skip doing any damage to these guys and get that banshee down. Then again, go to the back of them because you don't want to be in front of their shield. They'll take no damage if you hit their shield. Even if you kill all three of them, the banshees will still come up. You still have 3 banshees. So as you'll watch, he'll die. I'm going to go prowl. Oh no, I'm not going to go prowl. That's right, I already did this, so I knew not to do that. Sorry. First time around, I went prowl. And there's your 3rd banshee. And that's really bullshit because they make it so she spawns within like 8 seconds, so you really gotta be on top of that. This one, honestly, I just focused down the healers, made sure that they were stun locked, had a dot on them, and just basically, kill them as fast as you can. I didn't do too much with the hoplings. I have my AoE dot that I did, so I just made sure I gave that to them. But you definitely want to kill those healers fast. Get those down, because you won't be able to do any damage to those hoplings, and you're fucked. I mean, you are fucked if you don't do damage to them. They die relatively fast, though, so you can move on. I will say endless mode, they are 10 times harder. I would definitely recommend having higher gear. I don't remember what item level I was when I did this, but I was definitely below 520. So here again, I went for the healer first. You can avoid these bananas that this guy's gonna do, and you actually have a delay, so that's good. You just want to interrupt him and obviously get your banshee down. But they all go down really, really fast. You can use him to just stun himself. It's not a big deal. I went to kill him because I established that I think the banshees were sort of coming up from him being up. I don't know for a fact. I just came up with the theory that if he was up, more would continue to come, and I didn't want to deal with that later. That's why I saved the banana guy for this part, and just let the ember guy have his dots on him, and he died on his own. But then I found out later that, of course, no, I was wrong, and the Banshee was almost about to explode. The Banshee explodes. You have to kill her. I almost didn't make it. Now, as you see, there's the 2 Berserkers in the front. Save those. For the love of God, save those. You're going to need those. Unless your item level is high enough where you can turn on enough DPS. But here, it's very simple. You know, I used that to just stun him. You can kite it, you can stun him, it doesn't really matter. You have to wait for his shield to go down anyways. He's got a shield. I put some bleeds on him just to take his health down a little bit. But there's no real need to do any damage to him at this point, because he's not going to take any damage. As you saw, I used the Berserker at this point. I didn't need to. There was no real reason for it. I just did it, you know. But I brought his health down quite significantly. And so I made it so when this part came up, you know, I was ready. You know, he died so fast. You know, you should definitely try and do some damage to him if you're waiting on the guy to get out of the Amber prison. But yeah, that's it for that. As you see, I just made it within, 4 seconds? So this one, I chose to put my dots on the guy that's going to fuck up my ability to hit. But as you saw, I messed up and I didn't actually interrupt fast enough. So he got a heal off. But it's not a big deal because my dots are on him and he died pretty much instantly after that. Take down your healer. Don't let him heal. Again, watch for Banshees. The Banshees are going to be really a huge issue at this point. And then again, you're going to wait. You're just going to wait for that shield to fall off. I believe that had, 4 seconds on it? 5 seconds on it? I can't see. I'm recording. It doesn't matter. Anyways, he goes down fast, though. This guy doesn't have that much health. And if you're an energy-based role, definitely let your energy, build up. Don't burn any cooldowns at this point. I saved all my big cooldowns for the end boss because I didn't, know what to expect. I didn't know how hard he was going to be. As you see, I still have my Berserker there, so I'm going to blow up the end boss. He is not going to get a chance. The end boss, very, very easy. Actually, a lot easier than I was expecting him to be. Again, I had failed, so I had to start over. But just take out this guy in the front. He does basically nothing. He's just standing there to be annoying. Take him out. He's got 20 seconds on his shield, so fuck it. Just let your dots do some magic. Be aware, though, there will be another Banshee to spawn. And I didn't remember, or I just thought that, hey, no, this will be easy. There's going to be no Banshee. And I'm like, oh, yeah, DPS, fun times. Whoa, motherfucker, there's a Banshee. And so I got her down relatively quickly. Grabbed the Berserker, and then I decided it's time to blow him up because his shield went down. And as you see, I popped my own personal Berserk. Use your cooldowns that, do big damage. You have plenty of time, but you may as well get this guy down. There's no point in wasting time on him. You still have a Banshee at the end. Yep, there's a second Banshee. So it helps to, maybe save one cooldown for later, but I don't know. I blew it all at once, and I had no problem with it. As you see, I still have the Berserker buff at the very end at 1 second left. So that's the DPS. I was very excited to get it, and I hope you guys also enjoy and can get this. Really, there's no guide for this. It's just, don't be dumb. Anyways, now on to tanking. This one took me for fucking ever. Damage mitigation, and when you think you've done enough damage mitigation, do more damage mitigation. I found keeping ads on the outside of the ring was a little bit easier as well. These first two are simple. The flying one's gonna throw you back, so I put my back to Mistweaver, so that way when he came to fly to her, I was able to just attack and get aggro right back. Save your taunts. For the love of God, save your taunts. You'll need them later on for the banana throwers. You'll see later. The ambushers. Use the right name for that. But honestly, these should die in the beginning. You shouldn't have any of these into wave 2, but if you do, it's not a big deal. This part's a bitch. I was having issues here a lot because what was happening was, as you see, he does this. Do not stand in that fire. It does a stacking debuff that increases the damage you take. But the thing is it works on them too. So you're gonna want to do whatever you can to get them in it. Now I was having an issue with I couldn't kite them into it, so I had to use my pushback or knockback into it. Now, you're going to want to interrupt all of his abilities that he does to cast because he hits like a fucking truck. Interrupts, silence, and stuns. They all work on him. So you have, 3 different methods of getting him to stop that cast. Take these guys down. They do a stacking debuff on you that does damage over time, but, it's not a big deal. They'll be done in no time. Here, you just take these guys and you hold on to them. Now, here's when the ambushers come in. Now, this is when you're going to want to save your taunts. The ambushers will do a shit ton of damage to her and to you, actually. So you're going to want to do your damage mitigation here quite a bit. As you see, there's a second one now that's out. Again, taunt. Taunt, taunt, taunt. You're going to want to keep them off of her. But those bananas that they're throwing out like that, they do heavy damage. You'll see later on it actually becomes a problem at one point, and I almost failed. But we'll get to that when we get to that. They will stay up. You'll have it a couple times where they'll be up and you'll have a next wave. Don't worry about it. Again, here you have the flying guy. He'll knock you back and he'll be a pain in the ass. There's another ambusher. Make sure you taunt him. Really, the best way I found is to just memorize the order that they come out. It's always the same order. Be prepared for them to come out at it so you know where to face, you know what to do. But you're going to want to keep those ambushers away from her because as you see, she just took damage from that. So you definitely want to back up. Now look. Oh, the health is so low. Oh, and I made it. Again, damage mitigation helps a bunch here. They do so much damage to you. But as you saw right there, I sort of went back on. I said you want to have your back to her so when they toss you, you go back into her. But it wasn't a big deal. I had feral charge. But if you don't have a charging ability, you're definitely going to want to do something so that way you can at least get aggro back on him. If you're a pally, drop your consecration on her. But here's this fucker again, and here is a good time to just use your Typhoon, is what I did to knock him back, and then silence him so that way he can't attack or do his abilities anymore, and that makes it so he can actually follow you, and you can position him, get him into some shit. Now you're going to have to taunt that flying fucker again. Now here's going to be the issue because you're going to have a banana, an ambusher again. So honestly, that flying guy, he can sort of sit there for a minute. As you see, it wasn't a big deal. But you definitely don't want that ambusher on him. So truly, I would focus and make sure you get the taunt on the ambusher and use a secondary taunt or just some ranged ability to get aggro on this flying fucker. I cannot see what his name is right now. I just remember the ambusher. But yeah, now here comes the fun part. Now these guys are a bitch, the big ones. They will do a frontal cone effect, as you see, and it stuns you. Now, obviously, I didn't get out of it in time because I'm a fucking noob, apparently. And honestly, you can do a couple things with them. You can kite them, whatever. They do an enrage ability, so they'll do a little bit more damage to you. Not bad. Just again, keep up with your damage mitigation. Don't worry so much about doing high damage. Worry more about keeping your damage low, like keeping the damage on you low. I was doing single target abilities, my dots, all that stuff. But you're gonna want to get out of that. You stay close to him. You can run through him to get out of it faster. Also, later on, there will be an issue where you will have to kite. There will be a kiting issue, but we'll get to that when we get to that. You'll see here, I will have one there, and I believe I'll actually have another one at some point. Yep, there's the second one. Good times, good times. Now, again, you're going to have the issue with this flying guy, but, he's not so bad. Just, again, keep moving. Now, this is when kiting would come in handy. You have a circle. Utilize your circle. If that happens to you, what just happened there, quick recovery, because, that sucked. That was really just poor timing, and I was not ready. But kiting would have come in handy there. If I'd kited them better and been prepared for it better, I could have been out of it. I wouldn't have gotten stunned. I just would have gotten blown back. But I've been blown back in an area where I could have actually gotten her back up. You're going to have another ambusher come up at this time, and you're going to want to grab him. I was thankfully in a position where I was able to pick him up right away, so it wasn't such a big deal. But you're going to be taking a shit ton of damage at this point because the guy that does the frontal cone effect, if you get stunned and that guy, the ambusher, is using his bananas and, really destroying you, you're going to take too much damage. You will fail at this point. You definitely want to stay out of that. You do not want to get stunned even once, honestly. I have enough damage mitigation that I was able to come back from it, but these guys only get harder. only get harder. Now here you're going to have, as you see, I got a stack, which sucked. But, you're going to want to blow him into it again. Do some sort of way to get them into that. You want them to die first. I'm sorry, but you definitely want that caster dead first. Unless you have an ability to absorb spell damage. But if you don't, they need to go first. Physical, obviously, is easier. And, again, another ambusher, but you can drag him right through that fire. A lot of it's just going to be dragging them through fire. This all is pretty simple. Wave 8's actually not as bad as you would think it is. Again, you don't want to get caught in that. Get the other ambusher that comes out. And you're just going to want to focus the ones with the lowest health, really. As you see, I was doing my dots on them, then doing my damage mitigation abilities. Stay out of the frontal cone effect that stuns you. Basic tanking shit. I mean, really basic tanking shit. It's not until wave 9 and 10 where things get a little hectic. Wave 10, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's wait till we get to wave 9, shall we? Let's do wave 9. Wave 9, how are you this evening? Anytime you want to come up. Anytime. Wave 9, there you are. Beautiful. Yep, these guys again. Again, no big deal. You're gonna want to silence them so that way they're not doing that bullshit anymore. You're also gonna want to get them into the fire. So here you see I do the knockback. Now I didn't have a way to. I slacked. I slacked on getting that ambusher. I didn't get him through the fire, so I just let Mistweaver take care of the caster, and I was focusing on the ambusher. Almost failed here. Almost failed because what happened was I got stunned, but thank God I got knocked back. That was a time where the knockback actually goes to your benefit because I was stunned, and the knockback made it so I was able to avoid taking any damage. I burned some major cooldowns at this point. I was not able to get out of the stuns. I was focusing on the wrong thing because I didn't want Mistweaver to take any damage from him, the flying guy, because the more damage he takes, the less he can heal you and the less damage he can do. But I got shit together. We got the ambushers now, and now it's time to just sort of play cleanup, I didn't start really kiting too much at this point, but I will begin kiting here shortly. So I just held him still, let Mistweaver do her damage. I was taking out the guy that was doing the stuns because he was just getting annoying, and I really wasn't ready for wave 10 to have more of those guys. So definitely focus him down. Let your ambushers stay up. They're not a big deal. They're not going to do too much, but getting stunned will hurt, especially because you're going to have 2 for wave 10. Actually, you might have more than 2. Now I'm thinking about it. Was it more than 2? Anyways, the ambushers go down really fast. As you see, one's almost down, and we're not even to wave 10 yet. Now she can focus fire them, and not so bad. You're gonna have another one of these caster guys. Again, you're gonna want to just fucking go over there, let him do that bullshit, silence him, drag him through it. Same basic bullshit. Do not stop interrupting them. Do not stop making it so they can't cast that spell. Unless, of course, you're a Death Knight and you can absorb magic abilities. But, really you're not going to want to let that hit you too much, especially because of these guys. Now, here's the problem. You have 2 of them. Stun, 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 stun. You're not going to have a real way to get them into the fire, so this just really becomes a kiting phase. I kited them around the circle. As you see, even just going backwards, you are fast enough to be able to get out of it even going backwards. So don't worry about that, but you have to constantly move. That's the joys of kiting. As you see here, I panicked. My health dipped way too low. I wasn't prepared. But kite. I kited them actually kind of back and forth. I didn't actually make complete circles around it, but you can. The reason I didn't do it is so that way I can gather up ads that were over here. Because there's going to be, you got to be ready for ads at any time. You don't want to be too far away because then you're running through and it's just a pain in the ass. Also, rather you get stunned than Mistweaver gets stunned. She can heal you up a little bit. It's not so big of a deal, but you do not want her to take damage from that because anytime she can't do damage is time that you're going to be spending more time in here and chances of you dying because she's not healing you. But then after you kill the ambushers, it's just these 2. They go down pretty good. Got the one down, and now it's time for number 2 to go down. I got stunned, but here's the thing: it's the end. It's time for you to just have fun. That's how you get gold for tanking. It's hell. It's hectic. Have fun, and good luck. Yes. Yes! Yes! Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. Holy fuck. Okay, cool.